this is some hypocrisy, cause like there'll be times where they'll just put a hate crime on a black person for doing something that's not really shouldn't be a hate crime, but when another person does something, they don't put a hate crime on it. Some of these incidents, they're not putting
A
hate
man
crime cases
suspected
on.
of a string of random assaults on women at a Brooklyn subway
I'm
station
having this
was
dude.
arrested on January 5th. As per reports, he was accused of attacking 9 women in separate instances in
Nine
East
light skinned
Williamsburg
women.
since August of 2020. He has now been indicted on 52 counts and faces up to life behind bars. As per reports, most of the attacks took place at a Brooklyn subway station, but at least two, including the beating of a woman at Wilson Avenue Smoke Shop on January 4th, were above ground. The January 4th attack was caught on video. He can be seen going behind the counter at the Sunflower Glass Company shop and pummeling 27-year-old Tina Francisco. Quote, I was very scary. I guess I put up a fight, but it didn't really feel like it at the time. Also adding that she grabbed a pair of dull scissors to fight off her attacker. Police arrested him the following day. Kari Covington, the 29-year-old Brooklyn man, allegedly targeted the women because of their gender and because they were light-skinned. Covington faces charges of assault, strangulation, and burglary as hate crimes in addition to other offenses. Covington, as per reports, is a homeless man and lives in Transitional Housing Center in East Williamsburg, where all of the attacks occurred. Quote, the defendant's alleged violent and unprovoked attack endangered the women he targeted and caused widespread fear in the community. I am committed to prosecuting all hate crimes where victims, including as alleged in this case, are targeted because of their gender, skin color, or race, and that was stated by Brooklyn's District Attorney Eric Gonzalez. Covington's bail was continued at $150,000. It was set to the same amount when he was charged with the crimes. After his arraignment Wednesday, prosecutors stated he is considered a mandatory violent, persistent felony offender and faces up to life in prison if convicted. He is due back in court mid-April. All right, so I'm going to bring up the second story, and I'm hoping that people can pay very close attention to what exactly is transpiring here. So this is the next story. Prosecutors have charged a man accused of stabbing an Asian man in the back with second-degree attempted murder, but have filed no hate crime charges in what appears to be a violent, unprovoked incident. The attack happened on Thursday evening in New York City's Chinatown when 23-year-old Salman Muflihi allegedly ran behind the 36-year-old victim, grabbed his shoulder, and sunk a knife into the man's lower back. After the attack, prosecutors said that Muflihi then walked over to the district attorney's office and told security that he had just stabbed a guy up the block. Authorities said that Muflihi and the victim had no prior interaction before the attack. In video obtained by ABC7, which shows the man suddenly running up behind the unsuspecting victim. Police were also seen retrieving a large kitchen knife from the problem with them labeling that as a hate crime. Fine, no problem. But, as I normally say, if you're going to do this here, make sure you do this everywhere else. When things like this took place, if it looks like a hate crime, right, and you want to label it a hate crime, completely fine, no problem. Just make sure you do that automatically across the board, right? So the one main story that we have, which is the next one, because I wanted to do this, little comparison, right? Because anti-Asian crime surge in California, a random attack against an elderly Chinese couple in Pasadena in December resurfaced on Twitter this week. The incident, which barely made headlines in mainstream media at the time, pay attention, let me repeat that again. The incident, which barely made headlines in mainstream media at the time, occurred around 7:45 a.m. at Colorado Boulevard and Arroyo Park on December 29th of 2020. Oscar Villamil, age 43, allegedly approached and attacked a couple who were in their 80s as they crossed the street for no apparent reason. Villamilla, quote, punched and kicked the male victim and pushed the female victim, causing her to fall and hit her head on the concrete sidewalk. Both victims sustained head injuries in the attack. The wife, Puiji Lee, who was left slipping in and out of consciousness, later died at the hospital on the morning of January 4th at the age of 80. Following an anonymous tip, Police arrested Villamil on the same day. He was booked on suspicion of murder and attempted murder. Villamil had a lengthy criminal record. At the time of his arrest, he was awaiting trial on 2 counts of battery, while previous convictions included vandalism, assault of officials, and annoying or touching on a child, among others. Villamil pled not guilty to his murder charges on January 27th. A preliminary hearing is scheduled on March 3rd. So the reason I decided to bring up the story is, as you were able to hear, they said that the story happened last year, but yet it was not brought up in mainstream media news, and that was done on purpose. Like I said, think about the people who directly control the media, right? So they decided to save this story, and now they want to bring it up during this time. But whenever they happen to bring up a lot of these stories, they'll bring up one story. You might see what looks to be a black face. Don't mean that it's foundational black American, meaning that it's not somebody who immigrated over from a different country, right? And they'll use that as the poster child for black people are attacking Asian people and different things of this nature, right? And then all the other stories that come after that, you'll see nothing but faces that are not reflective of black people. And now you got this whole narrative because of the poster child, because of the first image that was given of, yo, it's black people doing all of these other attacks. So anytime, because of that one note that they decided to put out there, or maybe two, right? Now anything after that, they don't have to show a picture. They're not going to directly tell you. They're just going to, it's going to be a blurb that shows up and it's like, hey, another Asian American was just attacked. And you know what they're going to associate with? The black faces that they decided to put up there as the poster children to showcase who's doing the quote unquote violence to the Asian community. About a dozen friends of UNY Kiki Lang showed up in court on Monday to watch Christopher Collins, Lang's husband, make his first court appearance on murder charges. Their eyes were focused towards the front and their despair was mostly hidden behind masks. Wearing an orange jailhouse uniform in court, Collins listened quietly as prosecutors read aloud allegations that he murdered his wife, Lang, in their Cypress area home on November 18th, then attempted an elaborate ruse to cover it up. Records obtained by Eyewitness News showed that from 2003 to 2006, Collins was a specialist in the United States Army, serving as a human intelligence officer. He received several awards during his service, including the Army Good Conduct Medal. Over the past several years, Collins appeared to have dabbled in a variety of work. He was an artist focused on Instagram accounts, conducted Facebook chats about search engine optimization, and even sold some of the eggs from his backyard, which he had chickens, to neighbors in pet stores. Beneath the idyllic suburban life image portrayed on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram accounts, court records showed that the couple had years of money woes. In 2016, a foreclosure lawsuit was filed by Homeowners Association against Collins and Lang for not paying around $2,000 in association fees. The couple apparently never showed up in court, and in a default judgment, their home was scheduled for auction in 2018. That sale was later canceled, and the case remains pending in court. When Collins met up with investigators on November 18th, he told them that he was driving a rental because his car had been repossessed. Also, investigation found that $250,000 life insurance policy signed by both Collins and Lang dated November 16th, just 2 days before she was killed. This is what I want to know. Where is the Asian community on this story? Why is there such silence? Why is there no outrage about this basically taking place? Why? Because she was married and it seemed to be a domestic issue, or what have you? Like, I don't really understand, because the main thing that I look at is that anytime a wrong is committed against the Asian community, it should be called out, right? This, I would want to sit up there and say, should be deemed as a hate type. If you're an online reseller, all these other things, and then they're like, well, he just snapped. There's no rhyme or reason. He just snapped. And I'm like, how does somebody just snap? How does that just tend to work? And then on top of that, they're having money issues. This is supposed to be, in a sense, the perfect, this is supposed to be the idyllic couple, right? White picket fence, everything. The meeting in between two worlds, coming together and, formulating something great. and they were having money woes on their house. This is somebody who is supposed to be, in the military, I guess active, I'm not sure. And, also having some type of money. And they were having money woes. And then magically an insurance policy was taken out on his wife, and they both signed it, and magically she's no longer here.
Damn.
Wow. Like I said, it's crazy. It's crazy that I don't hear a lot of the same vocal voices that we've always heard when it comes to things taking place and happening to the Asian community by way of.
Yeah, I will.
Then deal with it.
I will.
911.
What the actual?
911.
What the actual?
911.
What the actual? What the actual?
I said call 911. You're harassing me, lady.
You are the one who physically assaulted me. You?
Call 911. You're harassing me. What are you talking about?
You hit my friend in the...
I've never touched your friend.
What's your name?
I never touched your friend. You're harassing me. 100%. Then they'll see you're a complete liar. Look at the cameras.
What's
Your
your full
friend's a
name?
liar. No, because that's how
Just
young you
assaulted
are.
my
I
friend.
didn't touch your friend. It's all on camera.
Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
We need to address, well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country.
Yeah, I will.
Then deal with it.
I will.
He says this case is simple battery, a misdemeanor, but the victim.
It's about to be a white boy summer. You know, take it how you want.
LAPD says this case is simple battery, a misdemeanor, but the victim you're about to meet says this was a much more serious crime that deserves swift justice.
Okay. He just reached out through the window and he punched me in the face. And as he was doing it, I was like, Asian.
The 30-year-old from Toronto was with a friend picking up her godson from school last Wednesday on the 9600 block of West Pico Boulevard. She says she was followed into the parking garage by a male driver blaring his horn.
He had road rage. After I turned into the parking lot, he was still laying on his horn.
Jennifer says the guy parked a few feet away from them. That's when her friend got out and asked him to leave them alone before going upstairs to get her son.
She was basically like, why did you do that? She saw that he was with two other kids, his children.
I will.
Then deal with it.
I will.
911.
What the actual?
911.
What the actual? He assaulted me.
Believe that this isn't just a simple battery. There are aggravating factors with the racial slurs and the whole totality of the circumstances as to what happened in front of his children, later denying the fact.
You know who this person is, I understand.
Yes, we do.
I believe this is a hate crime for sure.
Have blacks been pitted against Asians?
We need the black community to realize that that black people are hurting Asians, and they need to speak out in their own community.
Our communities are not reporting these incidences. We don't want to cause more trouble, more attention to our community.
It strikes me that this is the Asian equivalent of the talk that African-American parents often have to have with their children.
This whole narrative, y'all, that Asians do not support Black Lives Matter or they're not supportive of.
Yo, I'm not Chinese, man. Bruce Lee. I'm not Bruce Lee. I'm Jackie Chan. I'm Jackie Chan. Rush Hour.
I am the black guy.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You know Machete?
No, I don't. He look like a zombie.
Where are you from, man? Fucking Wadi. Where are you from?
I'm from the Philippines.
Philippines, you know. Origami, you're from London? Oh. Gago! We're from Chile, man.
Chile. ¿Cómo está?
Yeah. We don't know how is. Ah, you speak Spanish?
¿Cómo está, señor?
Muy bien, por loco. ¿Cómo estás tú?
I don't know how to speak Spanish.
I ask how are you, man?
I'm good. Orgulloso. Yo, what's up? What's up, big boy?
Spanish? No?
No, I'm not Spanish. I'm Korean.
You speak Chinese?
I'm not Chinese.
How?
I'm not Chinese, man.
I don't know how to speak Korean, man.
I only speak Tagalog. Philippines. Filipino.
¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está?
¿Cómo? Kamusta? Kamusta ka rin?
¿Cómo está?
Fuck.
Are you from Korea? Like, for real?
North Korea.
FBI, open up! North Korea? No, you're fucking kidding, bro.
Yes, I'm not kidding.
No, you're not in North Korea.
I'm not kidding.
Who's your leader?
Kim Jong-un.
Pero espera, ¿no ves? Voy a enviar tu pantalla para que puedas proseguir aquí, ¿ok?
What?
Ahí está.
What are you doing?
Oh, hell no!
Hey, what's up? What's up, man? Why? Why are you laughing?
What did you say?
I said, what's up? Wala, nakachongka ito, oh. What's up?
Sir, what do you say? Get the fuck out of here. I'm on a video. Do you want me to call the police?
Video. Call your fucking police.
Say something.
Fuck you, you fucking
bitch. Oh, yeah. Let me get a license plate. Do something, bro. You're gonna call me a fucking gook, you bitch. Come on.
Well, I'm sorry, you're not.
They want to fuck. Don't ever say to come back to my own country.
You're fucking Chinese.
Yeah. So get the fuck out. Bitch ass. Keep walking.
Make me walk.
Fuck that. Keep walking. Let's go, bitch. You're gonna fucking call me going back to my own fucking country? I was born here, motherfucker.
Oh, makes you your country, right?
Yeah. Why don't you go back to your fucking country?
This is my
you fucking aboriginal. You an aboriginal. Hey, man, we're trying to make a fucking living. What do we do? What are we doing here? What are we fucking doing here?
I don't know what you doing here.
Yeah, what the fuck? You talking all this shit like you own this place?
Yeah, it's my fucking country.
Yeah, yours. Where the fuck is your shit property, fool? You're a fucking racist. What the fuck?
Asshole. Who? Fuck you guys.
Yeah, exactly. That's I got your license plate, sir. You keep fucking talking.
Fucking touch me.
I ain't touching you. Touch me. You touch me first. Give me a reason to fucking kill you. Good. Do touch me first. Give me a reason to fucking kill you. Do something. Exactly.
Just get up on me. Get up on me, you fucking fuck.
You fucking bitch.
You fucking piece of shit. Fucking Chinese. Fucking Asian fuck.
You're trying to be Chinese.
Yeah, you're Chinese.
Yeah, you fucking. So what?
Do something.
Well, I ain't gonna do. Why would I should do something? I didn't do anything to you. What are you gonna get?
You're the one that fucking opened your mouth over there, motherfucker.
Hey, I saw my coworker told me what the fuck
I don't give a fuck what you saw.
My coworker told me you said you.
Tell that fucking bitch to get the fuck out of my way.
We're out of the way. There's a fucking parking lot.
Go fuck
fucking
yourself.
asshole.
Come on, keep following me.
Bitch.
Keep following me, you fucking pussy.
bitch.
Well, stick you in a fucking hole where you belong.
Suck a dick.
I'll stick you in a fucking hole where you belong.
Suck a dick and get the fuck out of here.
I'll put you in a fucking hole, you
yeah, do
cocksucker.
it. I'm waiting, motherfucker.
Touch me. Touch me.
I ain't touching you. You touch me first. It gives me reason to fucking kill you right now.
Oh, I'll fucking take your life in a heartbeat, dude.
Do it.
In a heartbeat, I'll fucking take your fucking life.
Nah, you fucking talk shit.
Piece of shit.
You ugly looking motherfucker.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. Go eat your fucking rice. Go eat some fucking rice, you piece of shit. And fuck you, you fucking cunt.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I got a life.
Fucking
Nah,
life,
you fucking talk shit.
piece of shit.
You ugly looking motherfucker.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. Go eat your fucking rice. Go eat some fucking rice, you piece of shit. And fuck you, you fucking cunt.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I got a license plate, idiot.
Take a license plate.
Yes.
Take whatever the fuck
Yes.
you want. You fucking goops. Move me.
Yes, touch him.
You're the one that fucking called me out here, motherfucker.
I didn't say, yeah.
You called it. You started the motherfucker.
Did you call my homie a gook?
No, I gotta call him a gook.
Did you call my friend a
I
gook?
call him a fucking stupid fucking Asian.
Yeah, you get the fuck out of here, you racist motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm a fucking racist.
Yeah, you are racist.
I protected my fucking country,
Hey, we are living.
Where the fuck is our fucking country, man?
We fucking bothering you.
Idiot.
Get the fuck out of here. You fucking Kevin. Get the fucking
Yeah,
fucking
fuck you, you fucking
You fucking Kevin.
fucking zipperhead motherfucker. Fuck you both, you
Yeah,
fucking
get the fuck out of here.
fucking piece of shit.
Get your Corolla
Come
shit.
here and touch me, motherfucker. I'll put you where you belong.
Fuck you, Kevin. Do it.
Come here.
Keep talking. Come here. I gave you already. You fucking talk
You
about shit.
started the motherfucker, you fucking
Back
goof.
up one day.
Fuck you.
You don't give a fuck.
Fucking Chinese.
Shut the fuck up.
Don't worry.
Your car dealer will hate me for sure.
California, a Filipino family is traumatized after falling victim to yet another possible hate crime. See, Evangelist tells us in this exclusive report, the family was not only verbally attacked, but was physically assaulted as well.
A simple drive-through snack at a fast food restaurant in North Hollywood, California on May 13th turned into a traumatic experience for a Filipino family and possibly a hate crime. The incident began after 10 p.m. at the fast food drive-through when a Jeep bumped the Roque family's car.
We went to a drive-through, and as we were about to get our food, someone bumped the back of our car, and we immediately went ahead and called 911 and our dad to help us. And it transpired more after that. You know, what started off as a minor traffic collision escalated into something more dangerous and more something that we never would have expected.
The family was then verbally attacked and threatened by the other driver.
You saw Asian.
Yeah, and you bumped our car. What the you?
I saw Asian. Kill you. Oh, I want to kill you.
Saying, I'll kill you with, while mocking racist, stereotypical Asian accent.
Patricia's father, Gabriel, arrived a few minutes later.
Oh my God.
What?
Huh?
What?
Yes. Why stop there? Tumayo ka. Stop.
Get out my daughter.
But the verbal abuse then turned physical toward the 60-year-old and his wife, 47-year-old Narissa, as seen in these videos captured by the Roque family.
Akala ko aalis na siya, pero hindi pa siya umalis. And then, bumalik pa siya talaga para sabihin na yung mga words na hindi magaganda na about Asian things, something like that, na hindi namin alam kung anong gagawin namin kasi takot kami. Natakot kami, especially kasama ko pa yung daughter ko. Tapos dumating sa point na humingi nga kami ng tulong, tinawagan ko yung husband ko. And pagdating ng husband ko, pinipilit niyang pumunta sa kotse para buksan, para kunin yung daughter ko. And then pinigil siya ng husband ko. And then bigla na lang niyang sinuntok yung asawa ko, and then bigla na lang siyang napahiga, and then of course tumulong ako, and then pagtulong ko bigla na lang niya akong sinakal.
While bystanders tried to intervene and police eventually made their way to the scene, the incident has left the Roque family in physical and emotional pain.
It's traumatized. Masakit kasi iba na pala pag sa pamilya mo nangyari. Yung mga nakikita lang natin sa TV, napapanood natin, akala ko hindi mangyayari, pero pag nangyari na sa pamilya mo, talagang it's traumatized. And then up to now, yung pain, kasi pinipilit, actually, he's supposed to hit me, and then nakailag ako, tapos tumama siya sa chest ko. So yung pain, hanggang ngayon nandito pa. Tapos naalala ko pa yung mga ginawa niya. So talagang traumatized siya.
Gabriel had gone to the hospital after the attack.
Both my rib, fifth side of the rib, is broken. And without the medication, I wouldn't have, And even up to now, it feels normal, but then any slight pressure, I do. Like if you ask me to lift something, I still couldn't do it. Even when I, move here, it's easy to be sitting like this, but there are times when it's hard to pull yourself.
The community is now rallying support for the family. The Rojas law firm, meanwhile, has stepped in as their pro bono attorneys. They have begun the process of contacting law enforcement in order to begin filing charges against the suspect. However, they have not heard back from them.
This is definitely a very serious case. We see from the videos that the victims, they were taunted. They were taunted because of the color of their skin. They were identified as Asian American by the suspect.
This is more than just a hate incident. We are now dealing with a hate crime. The Roque family were all attacked because of the color of their skin and because of their physical appearance. And once that motivation is, or the attack is fueled by that motivation, and there's physical injuries and physical assaults, we are at the level of a hate crime.
The attacker has not yet been publicly identified, but according to the family, he was taken into custody by the police. They hope by coming forward with this story, they can raise awareness on these hate crimes and hold perpetrators like their attacker accountable. Steve Angeles, ABS-CBN News, Torrance, California.
This is in Canada.
21 months of bull.
The lady behind me asked if I'm Chinese, so I told her yes. And then she asked me more things about the coronavirus and how did it came from China. And I thought there was some she's curious and wanted to have some exchange over this.
For many of us, coming to the grocery store is simple. You come in, grab what you need, and you head out. But for one Montrealer, it ended with a racist attack on the Asian community, something he says is not acceptable.
It's because of you, Chinese people.
Says the unidentified woman in this video that captures the incident that took place at an IGA on Nuns Island.
I tried to answer, but as soon as I opened my mouth, she would cut me off and start the anti-Asian speech where it's all Chinese people's fault. So at that point, I told her that, look, the conversation's over. I don't want to talk with you anymore.
I myself, I'm fed up with the pandemic like most people. But I think it's not the reason. Being fed up or having a bad day is not a good reason to do a racist rant against random persons, strangers they don't even know.
Chinese people were end to end with those people who create all of this epidemic who became a pandemic.
Ken says he and his girlfriend started backing away from the woman, to which she did not stop, going on to use racist remarks and profanity towards them and those coming to their defense.
What's wrong with you? You guys are bullshit.
I was really shocked that I would run into people behaving like this. In the past 20 years I lived in Canada, I have not met people who would bluntly be so racist against Asian, but I know it exists, and now I have felt it myself.
Asians, as all Montrealers, have the right to able to do their grocery and not being assaulted verbally or physically in a grocery at the grocery store or in any places.
You don't respect nothing. Why do I don't respect?
City News reached out to the IGA where the incident took place, and in a statement they say, "We are incredibly disheartened and upset by the customer's disrespectful behavior. At IGA, we denounce all forms of hate. This is never acceptable." Adding that their team asked the customer to leave the store and the authorities were contacted to assist.
In 2020, there has been 5 times more hate crimes and incidents than the previous year before the pandemic.
They were parked right. So we were just walking, minding our own business, walking, having a really good day. We were in a really good mood. They were parked right here. And then
that's when Clara Can says 2 men sitting inside this car called out to her and her mother.
As we get closer, they start like, look at these people with their masks. What's wrong with society? Go back to your country. Go back to your own country.
Can was shocked and angry and not about to let them get away with it.
And if you say something that is so demeaning to me, I'm going to defend myself. I'm not going to lay down, and I'm not going to hide. I'm not going to stay in my home. I'm not going to go back to whatever country you think I should go to because this is my country. I deserve to be here.
So she turned around and yelled back, but it turned frightening when the 2 women started to walk away.
And then I hear vroom. So I turn around. I'm like, yeah? I'm like, hit me then, hit me. And then so he revved up the car, vroom again, and he lunged forward a little bit. So then my mom started screaming, help, help. And she was facing that way as she's yelling help because there's more people that way.
No one came, and the car took off. They called 911 and gave police the license plate number. But Can says the officer told her there was a problem. The car wasn't from Richmond.
They said, well, if they're not from Richmond, then it's not our jurisdiction. So it would be up to the police from where they're from to contact them.
Can says that didn't make sense to her. She says the officer then told her it was a he said, she said situation, even though she pointed out security cameras nearby.
And it just felt like I wasn't really being helped. I felt kind of hopeless.
She posted her story on social media, which went viral. Richmond RCMP released a statement shortly after saying if an incident occurs within the city, it is within their jurisdiction.
That surveillance video has since been retrieved. Clara tells me that the officer that responded to her call on Friday reached out on Saturday and says that in the video it shows the 4 of them appearing to be talking, but the 2 men involved in the incident have been found and spoken to. No one from Richmond RCMP was available to speak to us on camera today, but they did release this statement, in part saying
that allegations of hate-related crimes are taken seriously, racism won't be tolerated.
Speaking in Chinese, shut up. Speaking in Chinese, shut up. Speaking in Chinese in front of you. Shut up. You're rude. Speak English in front of you. Rude as well. Who do I complain about? Shut up. You're rude. You are rude. Go somewhere else. Who do I complain about, sir? Give me the number.
You can call our store number.
What's your store number? On the top of the receipt. Okay, can you finish your review? You want a manager to talk to me? You bring your manager here. If you want to talk to me, you bring your manager here, you idiot, or go speak Chinese with your other staff and shit talk me somewhere else. Get him somewhere else. What the hell is going on? If you start fights with all your fucking people, then get him in the back. That is rude. Shut up and get out of here, you idiot. That's fucking rude. You know about what? You know about what? Can you come and speak by looking after speaks in a different fucking language, shit talking to you in front of your staff? That's pathetic. Get him out of here. It's rude. Shut up! Shut up! I'm calling police. Okay.
Carmel Valley Restaurant. Raymond DeRosa and his family were having dinner on his wife's birthday, July 4th, at Carmel Valley restaurant Lucia.
We were there just celebrating, having fun.
When that fun quickly disappeared, as the man you can see in the background of the celebratory picture began ranting.
Suddenly I hear this loud voice, effing Asians.
Arosa's niece Jordan Chan recorded what happened next on her cell phone.
Say that again. Oh, now you're shy?
Michael Lofthouse gave the family the finger, then said,
You
need to leave now.
You need to leave.
Well, you do not talk to our guests like that. You need to leave.
Asian piece of
Oh my God.
He was full of hate and anger of. It's sad that there's still people that are like that in this world, let alone in this country.
A Lucia employee quickly stepped in.
Do not talk to our guests like that. Get out now.
Who are these?
They are valued guests.
Oh, are they?
Yes,
Yeah, they're
they
valued
are.
guests.
I admire her for that.
In an email.
At 11 tonight, what would you do if you had a racist neighbor? Say something or try to ignore them? Well, dozens of people contacted KPIX5's Betty Yu, asking her to look into a recent confrontation in San Francisco that really struck a nerve.
Do you ever shut the up? Ever shut the up in front of my door with your racist
Autumn Tillman, the woman heard in this that also is community. She's received an outpouring of gratitude in the hallway of the building.
To make every person a white person and a male. We don't really see any need at this point for people of color. I would prefer everyone being white. I would prefer using Aryan genetics to make every person a white person and a male. We don't really see any need at this point for people of color.
What do you say to your neighbors who aren't white who find it offensive?
You just go about your life. I go about mine.
As for Autumn, she's working on a website called Blacks for Asian.
Oh my goodness. She's caping.
Her neighbor has been making racist rants in the hallway of their mid-market building for years and recently started going after Asians.
Go live in Asia. Funny how it's a white country. 200 years of white supremacy. If you thought Asian lives matter, they don't matter to us one bit.
Nobody.
Tell them how you really feel. How you really feel.
Transit police are reaching out to the public with hopes of identifying a man who is believed to be involved in a disturbing assault while on board a bus. On April 15th, around 4:25 in the afternoon, we had a man on a bus in the area of Main Street and East Hastings. At some point during his journey, the man directed his attention to two Asian women and allegedly said words to the effect of, "Go back to your own country, that's where it all began." Now, during this time, there was a woman who was sitting across from the man, and she simply told the man to leave the two women alone. The man and the woman both got into an argument, and at some point during that argument, the suspect allegedly threatened her. The suspect got up, out of his seat, and allegedly kicked the victim in the leg. When the victim stood up to defend herself, the suspect allegedly reached over, grabbed her hair, and pulled. When the victim stood up to defend herself, the suspect allegedly reached over, grabbed her hair, and pulled it with so much force that it removed a significant amount of hair from her scalp. The suspect then allegedly punched the victim multiple times in the head and wrestled her to the floor of the bus. As the victim was pinned to the floor, thankfully she was able to fight back and get the suspect off of her. He ran out of the bus and was last seen in the area of Commercial Drive in East Hastings.
And tonight, the community is showing.
You're a Chinese. Okay, thank you. You want me to spell it for you? You're a Chinese. Okay, thank you. Okay.
In Florida.
A racist rant caught on camera. A customer at a local restaurant hurled slurs at the manager. And tonight, the community is showing its support for the business.
It happened at the King Cajun Crawfish restaurant in Orlando's Mills 50 district. West 2's Amanda Dukes joins us live. And Amanda, what led up to this?
Well, according to the restaurant, a woman who was dining here alone yesterday was unhappy with her meal, demanded a refund, and when she was denied that refund, she launched into a racial rant against the manager, who is of Asian descent. It was all caught on video, and that video, their manager.
You're a Chinese. Okay, thank you. You want me to spell it for you? You're a Chinese. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Can't stop. This cell phone video was recorded by manager Kristen Wynn.
We can't accept that kind of behavior. I'm not going to accept hatred and racism.
Wynn says the customer, a woman whose identity West 2 News has not been able to confirm, claimed some shrimp she was served was spoiled and demanded a refund. Wynn checked with the kitchen, found the shrimp to be okay, and told the woman she couldn't refund her. She says that's when the woman grew angry.
Who gives a call the police? What they gonna do? You're a Chinese. I said in front of them, you're a Chinese. Now what?
We can trespass you. The customer took her remaining food to go and before leaving told Wynn to go back to her own country.
I've never had like anybody tell me like go back to your own country or like I was born here, so I don't know where I should go back to, you know what I mean?
Wynn said she posted the video online to educate others.
You hear a lot of stuff about this, like in New York and stuff like that, like where Asians get attacked and stuff, but not in Orlando, and you don't want this to be the norm.
Now, just a moment ago, a deputy with the Orange County Sheriff's Office went into the restaurant.
Pepper spray. New York cops looking for this woman in what could be a hate crime against a group of young Asian women. Tonight, Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon speaking exclusively with 3 of them.
Now spraying us with pepper spray. Police are looking for this woman, seen squirting pepper spray at the 4 young women who are baffled and upset.
I'm not in your state.
Speaking to us tonight and asking that we not use their names or show their faces, 3 of the 4 victims of that attack say they were enjoying a warm Saturday afternoon, catching up with friends, checking out the flower installations in the meatpacking district, when a stranger who
Kesterson, age 34, was arrested shortly after allegedly attacking the father and his daughter, who were riding their bikes on East Bank Saturday.
A racist country.
We need to address, well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country.
Dalen J. Kesterson, age 34, was arrested shortly after allegedly attacking the father and his daughter, who were riding their bikes on East Bank Saturday afternoon. Police said that Kesterson approached the family and made comments about his perception that they were Japanese descent. He allegedly started punching the 36-year-old father in the head in front of his daughter and wife. Kesterson then turned his attention to the daughter, allegedly punching her helmet that protected her head from several blows. The man's wife was not reported to be assaulted. Kesterson has been charged with 4th-degree assault, 2nd-degree attempted assault, 3rd-degree attempted assault, 2 counts of 1st-degree bias crime, 2nd-degree bias crime, and harassment. He pled not guilty to all counts on Tuesday. Victims stated that Kesterson yelled anti-Asian slurs before escalating the physical violence. He said that the suspect hit him in the head more than 50 times. He has since returned to California. The incident reportedly left their daughter traumatized and is unlikely that they will visit Portland ever again. City Commissioner Carmen Rubio has issued a public apology over the incident, stating, quote, "Everyone deserves to feel welcome and belong. An encounter in Portland free of racial bias and hate, especially children." Kesterson, who was booked into the Multnomah County Jail, has been released following a judge's order. He is scheduled to appear in court today.
Communities are not reporting these incidences. We don't want to cause more trouble, more attention to our community.
Well, so much for America not being a racist country. And yet again, the number one suspects who tend to do this the utmost and has been doing this since the beginning of the United States and since the Chinese, the Japanese, the Taiwanese, and, you know, anybody else from any Asian country has been coming to America. These are the same exact people who have been doing this to you. This
gun owners know.
The video starts in the
Let's go.
The video starts in the middle of a dispute between this man and Patricia Medrano. She's the one taking this cell phone video. The encounter quickly turns violent. You can see the man kick a door at Medrano.
Why are you hurting me?
Shut up.
Things escalate when the man threatens to behead her.
Let's go.
Tumawag ka na 911.
Shoot you, I'll kill you, I'll decapitate you. Okay. I'll decapitate you. Let's go.
Sure.
Come on. Let's go.
So tumawag ka 911.
Come on. Filipino little.
When Medrano calls him out for being racist, he does a Nazi salute and says,
Big hell! Get the out of Canada.
Medrano says this left her shaking in fear.
At that moment, like, I'm scared for her safety. I don't want it to happen again to anyone. Like, no one deserves it. Like, it's really traumatizing.
This happened last Monday in Medrano's apartment building in Edmonton's West End.
Greg, thank you. Now to a developing story. A woman from Plano is caught on camera shouting racial slurs and taking swings at other women, and now she could be charged with a hate crime. We're not sure what started this confrontation exactly, but the rant targeted at a group of Indian American women. Suzanne Bruner joins us now. Suzanne, I saw this video on social last night. I had a ton of people sending it to me. It's being shared super widespread right now.
Yeah, you can see it right here. This is video of that confrontation. Ronnie Banerjee shared this with us. Says that she and her friends were outside in the parking lot chatting after dinner when this woman walked up to them and yelled racial slurs.
I hate you Indians. That's why. Everywhere I go, you Indians are everywhere.
And things got worse. The woman, Esmeralda Upton, didn't want to be filmed and started hitting the person recording the video. Banerjee says she seemed to be drunk and
Esmeralda Upton or something. She's Hispanic. I'm pretty sure her middle name is her maiden name. She married to a white dude, I bet.
one of her friends called police. Now, after hitting another woman and questioning why they're in America, Upton says she wants to be civil, but gets angry when the women say they don't feel safe and attacks them again.
I'm all about peace. I overstepped my bounds, and I'm sorry. Stop videoing me. I swear to God, I will break the camera.
Felt very humiliating, but more importantly, like that scared.
It shocked me, it appalled me, and it really made a lot of people in our community very concerned.
It's you because of your race, religion, ethnicity to kind of take it and move on, but says he is glad these women didn't. Now, we can tell you this morning that Upton is
This is a Middle Eastern type dude.
People are ugly, nasty, dirty Hindu. Indian people are a joke. Look at this nasty Indira Gandhi. This is why. This is why. This is why your country will never be. Disgusting, bro. Maybe wear some socks. Nobody wants to see your ugly feet. Disgusting. People are ugly, nasty, disgusting human beings. You're disgusting, dog. Seriously. We're tired. Nobody wants to see you order bean burritos and shower. He likes eating cow. He bangs in urine, man. He likes Big Mac in front of your. Look at your feet, man. That's disgusting. You look nasty, alright? Don't come out in public like this again. Sincerely. Nobody comes in public like this. Dirty Hindu. I don't know. Do I have bean burrito money? Look, you Hindu. Dirty ass Hindu. Ugly Hindu. Look. I want you to see this. You're disgusting. Walk around with your toes out. This ain't India. You India up and you America. Disgusting with your H-1 visa having. This is why you're a joke. Indian people are a joke. Look at this nasty. Look at that. What are you even? Jungly. Dirty. You're disgusting. Shame on you. You were the ones when the East India Company came. You were the ones to kneel first. Your people were the ones to put your head down. It's because of like you dirty ass Hindu. Because I like you. This is why. This is why. This is why. Your country will never be Indira Gandhi. My whole Indira. You're a coward. What the hell are you guys doing? Bro, I'm waiting on my food. He keeps recording me, bro. Come out here talking about
Shit, I thought it was the black people, right?